When using autopilot, whether it be a CAN-based system, motor drive, traditional autopilot, or even EasyPilot Pro, the user has the ability to define whether they use Classic or OnSwath for their line acquisition. Note, using end-of-row turns, known as next swath, OnSwath must be configured. Setting up the line acquisition mode can be done either in the calibration process or via the Diagnostics tab. To access it via Diagnostics, select Autopilot, then Configuration. From this menu, choose the Line Acquisition option. A dialog box will appear with the option of selecting Classic or OnSwath. With Classic mode, you have the ability of selecting Line Acquisition Aggressiveness and Engage Aggressiveness. Engage Aggressiveness can be enabled or disabled. This setting is referring to the initial reaction of the steering when Engage button is pressed. Selecting OnSwath provides the ability to have greater control over the line acquisition performance of the vehicle. Steering angle sets the desired steering angle or turn radius of the vehicle during the turn. This is not a hard limit and may be exceeded. The value must be set to less than the physical maximum steering angle of the vehicle. A good starting point is 50 to 75% of the physical maximum turning capabilities of the vehicle. The default value of each vehicle profiles are within this range. Variations in this setting will have a trade-off of smoothness versus aggressiveness. This diagram illustrates the possible paths that a vehicle will follow acquiring the line at different steering angle values. Generally speaking, the larger the maximum steering angle, the steeper the approach to the line during line acquisition. The steering angle aggressiveness at high speed setting is a setting that controls how the autopilot will reduce the steering angle usage at higher speeds. With a high aggressiveness value, the autopilot will make sharp turns at higher speeds. A lower aggressiveness value will limit the sharpness of the turn at higher speeds. This will achieve a smoother, more stable operation. Note the speed noted above the slider will indicate when the reduction in the steering angle will start to occur. The slew rate is the rate of or speed in which the autopilot will turn the wheels during line acquisition. A high slew rate will increase the rate in which the steering angle changes up to the vehicle's physical capabilities. For vehicles with poor hydraulic performance, lower this setting. This is not a hard limit and may exceed the vehicle's capabilities. This value must be set lower than the physical capabilities of the machine. Default values for the vehicles are a good starting point. Note, lowering this value may help with vehicle jerk or oscillation when approaching the line. Steering slew rate high speed aggressiveness. The autopilot system will reduce the slew rate at speeds above this displayed value. A lower aggressiveness will reduce the slew rate at higher speed. This leads to a smoother, more stable operation. A higher aggressiveness will reduce the slew rate less. The speed noted above the slider indicates where the slew rate reduction will begin. Maximum approach angle to the swath. This sets the desired approach angle that the autopilot system will drive to the line if adequate space is available. If space is not available, the angle may not be achieved. This diagram shows the possible paths to the line based on different approach angles. Initial turn aggressiveness. This adjusts how sharp or smooth the initial turn towards the line will be in comparison to the final turn onto the line. This affects only the initial turn when the engage button is pushed towards the line, while the final turn onto the line is not affected. A higher value will turn harder and sharper towards the line. A lower value will have an initial turn that will be smoother and more gentle. This image shows different paths based on different initial turn aggressiveness values with the same final turn onto the line.